What's up everyone, Kareem here, and welcome back to Kareem and My Coffee Travel. So normally in my videos, I talk about something I did in Guyana, my opinions, and then show you some small clips. Today, I'm gonna switch it up on you. This video is going to be about tips and things travelers might need to be aware of when going to Guyana. Now, before I begin, don't think this is me hating on Guyana. This is where my family is from, including most of my brothers and sisters. And this is also a country where I really enjoyed and I want to return and see more of it. I'm making this video because I want to make sure travelers who are going there don't experience some of the things I did and that they can possibly avoid such situations. If possible, of course. So, my goal is to make sure everyone enjoys their time in Guyana. Now, on that note, let us begin. So, the first thing you need to be aware of is cash handouts. Now, by this, I mean giving cash to just regular workers. Now, as an American, I'm used to the whole tipping culture. It's really not a problem. So going to Guyana, I had no problem like tipping someone for doing some work. Great, cool, you did some work, here's a few extra bucks. What I do have a problem with is the mentality that some people there believe you owe them something, which completely rubbed me the wrong way. And I talk about this first because it was the first thing that happened to me right as I left the airport. So here's the story. I get to Guyana, I take our luggage on the cart, I push it out, and the carts that the airport own, it can't go beyond this point. So there are people outside who take your luggage, transfer it to their cart, and then they push it to your car or your minibus. Nice, that's good service. So this man took our stuff and literally walked a minute, if that. Puts our stuff in the minibus, and I'm getting ready to go, and he says, "Hey man, can you bless me? Can you bless me?" Okay, not a problem. Mind you, just got into Guyana, haven't exchanged any money, all I had was $3 US in my pocket. So, I give it to the man, and he has the audacity to turn around and get a freaking attitude with me, telling me he can't do nothing with this. Where is he supposed to go? How is this supposed to help him? Like, whoa, my man, I didn't have to give you anything. You literally walked 10 meters to a car and put some stuff in. You didn't do $3 worth of work. And he gives the money back. Even though I'm like, look, man, I'm not taking it. Keep it. Go bother the next American. Go collect some money, damn.
Shut up and take my money.
It seemed like people for any job, literally for any job, wanted a little extra cash. I mean, someone will write their name on a piece of paper and say, "Can you bless me?" What? Now, granted, not everyone was so aggressive and offended by the amount of money that I gave them. So when you go to Guyana, just be aware that for now, people will want some extra cash for whatever service they provide. Number 2, bribing. This doesn't apply to everyone. If you're maybe doing the typical tourist things, going to this place, going to that place, Amazon, then you probably won't have to worry about this. Like mostly just tips, blessing someone with a handout. But anyone who's probably, I don't know, maybe trying to start a business, mail something, pick up something, this would probably apply to you, probably 100%. When you go to an organization, you might actually see signs posted that say, like, don't give money to workers. So organizations understand this is happening, but my feeling is that they're not really doing much to counteract the bribing which is going on. And the thing that is really bad about it is that it makes the service awful, downright awful. A process that should be quick, simple, painless, can take your whole day away from you, simply because you want to do things legally and by the books. I can tell you that I bless so many people, I should have just changed my name to Jesus. Now, I guess that's just the way it is for now. Hopefully, in my opinion, this whole bribing culture diminishes. And with that, I hope the salaries and pay of people increase so they don't have to depend on this just to feed their family. Because I understand why some of the workers would want to bribe from you. I mean, if they're not making enough, they gotta make ends meet, right? So, number 3, power. Guyana suffers from blackouts like no other. This might not apply to people in hotels because the hotels probably have some generators and so they don't have to worry about this. But for anyone who's staying in an Airbnb or who's couch surfing, just be aware that power isn't the most reliable thing there. And the thing is, sometimes it's really difficult to predict, 1, when this power is going to go out, and 2, how long the power will be out. The power has gone out for the 2nd or the 3rd time today, and probably the 6th time this week. Luckily, like I showed before, my mom bought the lanterns. So we're experiencing another blackout. This is the 3rd one for today, yesterday, and today. Oh, there it is. The lights are back. So the lights were off for almost an hour. And it's completely normal in this neighborhood and in this country, apparently, for lights just to shut off. Now, I stayed in Campbellville and I stayed in Queenstown. And in both places, the apartments lost power. If you are traveling to Guyana and you're not staying in a hotel and you want to book an Airbnb, make sure you look for places that have generators or some other source of power if you do lose it. And if you are someone who relies on the power, maybe because you're working and you need your computer or laptop, it is an absolute necessity you look for this. So number 4 is kind of a weird one. Like the power, your water will also be cut off from time to time. In many houses in Guyana, you'll have these huge plastic containers which stores water for the people. And even though we had these, we lost water several times throughout our stay there. Like the power, it's kind of hard to tell when the water is going to turn off and for how long it will turn off. And trust me, we didn't have water one day for almost 4 hours. And so what was weird was that in one of our places, like the water in the kitchen would turn off, but the water in the bathroom would work, and vice versa. So we were thinking, like, what the hell's going on right now? And the landlord didn't know what was wrong either. She was kind of clueless. So my advice for this, ask the landlord if they have one of those 10-gallon jugs and fill that with water as a reserve. Because the first time we lost water, we told our landlord and she delivered this jug to us. And I filled it up as high as I could with the water. And lo and behold, when we lost water for the 2nd and the 3rd and the 4th time, we had this as a reserve to wash our dishes and to cook. That is my list of just 4 things. Now, I did have more, but I don't want any of you trying to find out where I live and, hurt me. So again, I am not hating on Guyana. This is far from it. I think people should be aware of where they're going and just some things that they should know. Again, I like Guyana and I do hope to return. And I want to make sure any traveler going there has a wonderful time and is not offended or hurt by anything. If you found these 4 tips helpful or useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyone who has been to Guyana or any Guyanese people living there or who have lived there, please comment below about what you think. Have you experienced any of this? Share your stories about anything else travelers should be aware of when going to Guyana. So everyone, thank you for joining me and see you next week.